Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about a topic that many people secretly worry about but don't always discuss openly: why introverts often struggle in social situations. If you sometimes feel tired after a party, nervous before meeting new people, or unsure what to say in group conversations, this episode is for you. Let's start with a simple question: what does it mean to be an introvert? Many people think introverts are shy, quiet, or even antisocial. But this is not completely true. Being introverted does not mean you dislike people. It usually means that social interaction uses a lot of your energy, while being alone helps you recharge. On the other hand, extroverts often gain energy from being around others. So when an introvert walks into a busy room full of people, their brain is already working harder than an extrovert's brain in the same situation. This doesn't mean introverts are weak or strange. It simply means their nervous system reacts differently to stimulation such as noise, lights, and many voices speaking at the same time. One reason introverts struggle in social situations is that they often think more before they speak. This can be a strength, because introverts tend to give thoughtful and meaningful answers. However, in fast conversations, this can also become a problem. By the time an introvert has carefully chosen the right words, the topic may have already changed. As a result, they may stay quiet, not because they have nothing to say, but because they didn't get the chance to say it. Another challenge is small talk. Many social situations begin with simple conversations about the weather, work, or daily life. For extroverts, this type of conversation is easy and natural. But introverts often prefer deeper, more meaningful discussions. They may feel that small talk is boring or pointless, even though it is actually an important social tool. Small talk helps people build trust and feel comfortable before they move to more serious topics. Because of this, introverts may feel uncomfortable at the beginning of social interactions. They might not know how to start a conversation or how to keep it going. This can create awkward silence, which makes them feel even more nervous. Over time, these experiences can make introverts avoid social situations altogether. Another important factor is sensitivity to judgment. Many introverts are highly aware of how others might see them. They may worry about saying the wrong thing, making a mistake, or being misunderstood. This leads to overthinking. After a conversation, they might replay every word in their mind and ask themselves questions like, "Did I sound stupid? Did they think I was rude? Should I have said something different?" This kind of thinking is exhausting. It also makes social situations feel risky and stressful, even when nothing bad actually happens. Extroverts may also care about what others think, but they are often more comfortable speaking first and thinking later. Introverts, in contrast, often think first, second, and third before they speak at all. There is also a physical side to this experience. In busy social environments, introverts can feel overwhelmed by too much stimulation. Loud music, crowded rooms, and many conversations happening at once can make it hard for them to focus. Their brain is trying to process everything, which uses a lot of mental energy. After some time, they may feel tired, irritated, or even anxious. This is why many introverts enjoy quiet places and one-on-one conversations. In these settings, they can concentrate better, listen more carefully, and express themselves more clearly. It is not that they dislike people, they simply communicate better in calmer environments. School and work culture can also make things harder for introverts. In many societies, being outgoing and talkative is seen as a sign of confidence and leadership. Students who speak often in class are praised, and employees who speak up in meetings are seen as more engaged. This creates pressure on introverts to behave like extroverts, even though that is not natural for them. As a result, introverts may start to believe that something is wrong with them. They might try to force themselves to be louder, more active, or more social than they feel comfortable being. This can lead to stress and even burnout, because they are constantly acting against their natural personality. But here is an important message: being introverted is not a problem that needs to be fixed. It is simply one way of being human. Introverts often have strengths that are very valuable in social and professional life. They tend to be good listeners, careful thinkers, and loyal friends. Many great writers, scientists, and leaders have been introverts. Still, even if introversion is normal and valuable, social situations are a part of life. We need to talk to colleagues, meet new people, and sometimes attend events. So the real question is not how to become an extrovert, but how introverts can manage social situations in a way that feels more comfortable and natural. One helpful strategy is preparation. Before going to a social event, introverts can think about a few simple questions they might ask others. For example, they can ask about someone's job, hobbies, or recent travels. These topics are safe and usually lead to longer conversations. Having a few prepared questions can reduce anxiety and make it easier to start talking. Another useful technique is to focus on listening rather than speaking. Introverts are often naturally good listeners. By asking open questions and showing real interest in the other person's answers, they can build strong connections without needing to talk all the time. Most people enjoy talking about themselves, so this approach often works very well. It can also help to set limits. Introverts do not need to stay at every party for hours. It is okay to attend for a shorter time, have a few meaningful conversations, and then leave when their energy is low. This is not rude, it is simply a way of taking care of their mental health. Over time, introverts who respect their own limits often feel less negative about social events, because they no longer push themselves too far. Another important skill is learning to accept silence. Many introverts feel pressure to fill every quiet moment with words, but silence is not always a bad thing. In some cultures, silence is even seen as a sign of respect and thoughtfulness. Allowing short pauses in conversation can give everyone time to think and can actually make discussions deeper and more relaxed. It is also helpful for introverts to choose social situations that match their personality. Instead of large, noisy parties, they might prefer small dinners, book clubs, or hobby groups. In these environments, conversations are often more focused and meaningful, which suits introverted communication styles better. Technology has also changed social life in ways that can help introverts. Online communication allows people to take more time to think before they respond. Messaging and email give introverts space to express their ideas clearly without the pressure of immediate reactions. While face-to-face communication is still important, digital communication can be a useful bridge, especially in professional settings. However, it is also important not to hide completely behind screens. Real-life interaction helps build deeper relationships and improves communication skills. The goal is balance, using tools that make communication easier while still practicing direct social interaction. Another challenge introverts face is being misunderstood by others. Some people may think that a quiet person is unfriendly, arrogant, or uninterested. In reality, the introvert may simply be listening, observing, or feeling overwhelmed. This misunderstanding can create distance between introverts and others. One way to reduce this problem is simple explanation. Introverts can tell friends or colleagues something like, "I'm a bit quiet at first, but I enjoy getting to know people." This short sentence can help others understand their behavior and avoid wrong assumptions. It is also useful to remember that many social skills are learnable. While personality is partly natural, communication techniques can be practiced and improved. For example, making eye contact, smiling, and using simple phrases like "that's interesting" or "tell me more" can make conversations feel smoother and more positive. Over time, these small habits can become automatic. This does not change someone's introverted nature, but it makes social interaction less stressful and more successful. Let's also talk about confidence. Introverts often feel less confident in social settings because they compare themselves to louder, more energetic people. But confidence does not only come from speaking a lot. It can also come from speaking clearly, honestly, and at the right moment. A person who talks less but says meaningful things can be just as respected, or even more respected, than someone who talks constantly. Building confidence takes time and repeated positive experiences. Each time an introvert has a pleasant conversation or successfully shares an idea in a meeting, their brain learns that social interaction is not always dangerous. Slowly, fear decreases and comfort increases. It is also helpful for introverts to remember that many people feel insecure in social situations, even if they appear confident. Some extroverts talk a lot because they are nervous, not because they feel completely relaxed. Social confidence is often partly an act, and everyone is learning as they go. Another point to consider is that introversion exists on a spectrum. Some people are extremely introverted and need a lot of alone time, while others are only slightly introverted and enjoy socializing in moderation. Understanding where you are on this spectrum can help you make better choices about your social life and energy management. For example, if you know that you need quiet time after social events, you can plan your schedule so that you don't have important tasks immediately afterward. This kind of planning reduces stress and helps you recover your energy more quickly. Parents and teachers can also play an important role in supporting introverted children. Instead of forcing them to speak all the time or calling them shy in a negative way, adults can encourage them gently and give them time to express themselves. When introverted children feel accepted, they are more likely to develop healthy confidence and communication skills as they grow. In the workplace, managers can create environments that respect different personality types. This might include allowing written feedback instead of only spoken comments, or giving employees time to prepare before meetings. Such changes do not only help introverts, they often improve the quality of communication for everyone. Let's now think about the positive side of introversion in social situations. Because introverts listen carefully, they often notice details that others miss. They may remember personal information about people, such as their interests or past experiences, which makes others feel valued and understood. This ability helps build deep and lasting relationships. Introverts are also often good at one-on-one conversations. In these settings, they can focus fully on the other person, ask thoughtful questions, and create a strong emotional connection. Many people actually prefer this type of interaction over loud group discussions. In leadership, introverted individuals can be very effective because they are more likely to consider different opinions before making decisions. They may create calmer and more thoughtful team environments, where everyone has the chance to speak. This shows that social success does not belong only to extroverts. As we come closer to the end of this episode, let's summarize the main ideas. Introverts struggle in social situations not because they are weak or strange, but because their brains process stimulation differently. They often think more deeply, feel more sensitive to noise and judgment, and need more time alone to recharge. These traits can make fast, noisy social environments challenging. However, introversion also brings many strengths, such as strong listening skills, deep thinking, and the ability to build meaningful relationships. By preparing for social situations, setting healthy limits, practicing simple communication techniques, and choosing environments that match their personality, introverts can navigate social life more comfortably. If you are an introvert listening to this, remember that you are not alone. A large part of the world's population is introverted, even if it does not always seem that way. Your quiet nature is not a weakness, it is simply a different way of experiencing the world. And if you are an extrovert listening, perhaps this episode helps you understand your quieter friends, colleagues, or family members a little better. Being patient, giving them time to speak, and respecting their need for calm spaces can make social situations more inclusive and enjoyable for everyone. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode gave you new ideas, useful language, and a better understanding of why introverts sometimes struggle in social situations. See you in the next episode, where we will explore another topic to help you grow your English and your confidence at the same time.